The following is a recording of the annual sitting of the Office of Closure, at which its procedure and register are read aloud. It is reproduced here in full.
The sitting is opened. Let it be recorded that the office is assembled in its number on the appointed day, as in every year. The procedure will be read, and the register will be read, and they will be read entire, as they are read each year. The new attendants will mark them. This is the first thing an attendant is taught, before the gauges, before the cement, before the keeping of the register. The first article, the condition of an open well. A well, once drilled, speaks. From the moment the bit is withdrawn and the borehole stands open to the air, the well begins to pronounce a word. It is one word only. No well has ever been recorded saying two. The word is not addressed to us, and the office has never treated it as one. It is the name of the deepest thing the drill passed through on its way down, the stratum, the trapped water, the pocket of old air that had not been named because no one had reached it to name it. The well names what it struck in the earth's own speech, which is a language no person has been taught and no person will learn. We do not hear it. A man may stand at the wellhead his whole working life and hear nothing but wind across the pipe. The word is pitched below hearing and drawn out beneath the patience of any ear. A single syllable surfaces across years. The second article, the reading of the word. A speaking well shows on the gauge as a drift in pressure, and nothing more. The needle does not move as a needle moves. It leans, over seasons, the way a fence leans. An attendant who has read wells for 30 years can stand at a manifold and tell you which syllable a well is in by the set of the trace, the long climb of a vowel, the catch and fall where a consonant closes. We do not transcribe meaning, for there is no meaning available to us. We transcribe shape. The register records each well's word as a string of marks standing for the sounds the trace describes. Not letters, for the sounds are in no alphabet, but a notation the office devised in its first decade and has kept unchanged, so that a word read in one century may be set beside a word read in the next. The third article, the determination. For every well that comes into the keeping of the office, one determination is made, and it is the whole labor of the office, whether the well is to be plugged or whether it is to be left to finish. To plug a well is to interrupt it. Cement is lowered, the column is sealed, and the word stops where it stops, half said, a name broken across a syllable, lost. The earth does not finish a word through a plug, and the name of that place is then unknown and will remain unknown, for a stratum names itself only once. To leave a well is to let it complete. A well left open says its name to the end, and a finished word seals itself. When the last syllable is laid down, the well goes quiet, and the shaft draws closed from the bottom up, the earth taking back the borehole as though it had never been cut. Most wells are plugged. The methane does not wait for the word, and the office is charged first with closure, and only second with the name. A determination to leave a well is rare. It is entered in the register over the initials of the 3 attendants who make it. The register is brought, and the register is read. Each completed well has its page. At the head of the page, the field, the depth in feet, and the date the word was finished, the date the shaft sealed, logged by the hour the trace fell flat, and the gauge first read true, 0. Beneath, in the office notation, the word itself, a name in marks. We do not know what any of them mean. We have never known. The register is a dictionary with no second column, a lexicon of the underground in which every entry is defined only by the depth at which it was struck and the day on which it closed. There are 4,000 and some pages. The oldest words were read by attendants whose own names are now only initials at the foot of a determination. The notation holds: where the marks of 2 pages agree, 2 wells 1,000 miles apart struck the same buried thing and said its name the same way. And that is the only confirmation the office will ever have that the words are words and not the wandering of a needle. That the earth, asked twice, answers twice the same.
There is a page near the back, and by the order of the sitting, it is read last, and it is read by another hand. A well in the western field, drilled deeper than any before it and abandoned by the company that drilled it, came into the keeping of the office already speaking. The trace was unlike any on file, so slow, the syllables so far apart, that 3 attendants in succession read it across their whole careers and handed it on. By the determination of those 3, it was left to finish. It was not plugged, it was attended. It finished on a winter morning. The trace fell flat at the 11th hour, and the gauge read true 0. And the attendant who had waited her whole life for it logged the date and went down to the field, and found the ground closed over where the wellhead had stood, smooth, unbroken, with no seam. Its word is the longest in the register. It fills the page. It has been set beside every other word the office holds, and it agrees with none of them. The earth was asked once, in that place, and answered once, and will not be asked again. We do not know what it named. No one living speaks the language the earth was speaking, and the attendant who logged the hour is gone now, with the 3 before her, into the initials at the foot of the page. The word is kept. The meaning was never ours to keep.
The file is closed. The sitting is ended.